Hi there. This is a set of videos that I put together just for you. I look forward to reading your comments and receiving your suggestions on how to make these videos more enjoyable or ideas for specific content that you might have. Thanks for watching. Today, all Porsches, including a pair of C4Ss and a pair of C4 GTSs, and an off-road example, plus our look at upcoming sales. Hi there. In Porsche sales on Bring a Trailer today, a Meridian over Blue 2003 Boxster with 68,000 miles sold for $19,750. Acquired on this platform in 2021 for $22,250, this was a fair sale. A red 1958 Porsche Diesel Junior 108 tractor sold for $29,000. Okay, I'll call this a fair sale. A black 2003 911 C4S Coupe with 91,000 miles sold for $32,500. I like these, and this was a fair sale. A Guards red over black 29 years owned 1986 911 Cabriolet with 80,000 miles sold for $46,000. The car likely needs a little mechanical refresh and perhaps more. Based on the info provided, this was a roll of the dice and therefore well sold. A silver and black twin turbocharged 1976 914 sold for $38,000. Acquired in June last year for $42,000, this may have been a fair sale. Not my kind of car. Another 76 914, this a wonderful Malaga red over white example that sold for $51,000. About $75,000 in service between 2019 and 2022 has been performed. I like this car, and it was a fair sale. A Carrera white over garnet red 4100 mile 2016 911 C4 GTS Cabriolet sold for $125,991. Sticker on this was $151,000. This was well sold. An agate gray 12,000 mile 2016 911 C4 GTS Coupe sold for $133,000. An interesting last pair of cars. The Coupe is the pick of the pair, and I think it was also well sold. A black 36,000 mile 1996 911 C4S sold for $148,000. This was a high sale, and about right for the car. An Albert Blue 1970 911S Coupe sold for $181,000. Bid to $158,000 in 2018. Today, this seems to have been a fair sale. Two Porsches on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met April 1st and 2nd. A triple black 2006 911S Cabriolet with 56,000 miles was bid to $39,654. A burgundy 1969 912 Coupe was bid to $50,000. In upcoming sales on Bring a Trailer, a Baltic Blue 40,000 mile 1990 911 Coupe has a current bid of $150,000. A Glacier White 24 years family-owned 1997 911 Turbo has a current bid of $141,018. A Meteor 25 years owned 1986 911 Turbo Coupe has a current bid of $104,000. An Aga Blue 1967 911S Coupe has a current bid of $55,000. A Grand Prix White 1992 911 Carrera RS Club Sport has a current bid of $101,964. A black Rest of World 1993 911 Turbo 3.6 has a current bid of $200,000. On PCAR Market, an Arctic Silver 10,000 mile 2003 911 GT2 has a current bid of $120,000. A Maritime Blue 1993 911 built by Japanese designer RWB has a current bid of $163,000. A white 1998 911 GT2 Evo race car has a current bid of $200,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include 928, 944, 968, and 4 911s, including a 911R. Hi there. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, a Montego Black 1984 944 sold for $14,194. Not a bad car. This was a fair sale. A Wine 1982 928 with 74,000 miles sold for $15,250. A nice shade on this 928. Not my choice of interior shades. Regardless, this seems to have been well purchased. A Lagoon Green 1992 968 coupe with 97,000 miles sold for $27,000. A very nice looking car. This was well sold. A black 2008 911 C4S coupe with 80,000 miles sold for $54,500. Overall, this is a clean car, and it was well sold. A ruby red modified 1984 911 coupe with 184,000 miles sold for $70,911. Lots of mods here, but the engine isn't that much out of stock tune, but it has been optimized by a reputable shop. This was a fair sale. A Grand Prix White 1989 911 C4 coupe with 79,000 miles sold for $94,500. This is a clean car, and I think it was a fair sale. A white with red stripes, 685-mile 2016 911R sold for $470,000. Number 703 out of 991 examples, this was well sold. I'll show more and talk about this special car in today's short video. On Cars and Bids, a GT Silver over Blue modified 2005 911S coupe with 67,000 miles sold for $48,500. There are a few mods here, like a really nice exhaust and a bit of an unnecessary wing. This was likely a fair sale. 2 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, April 3rd. A black 2009 Cayenne GTS with 75,000 miles was bid to $31,500. A Guards Red 1993 911 RS America with 40,000 miles was bid to $121,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, some very nice Porsches. GT2, GT3, a 928 GT, plus a pair of Ferraris, a Mondial Cab, and a 308. Hi there. In Porsche sales on Bring a Trailer today, a black over dusty, sandy, Savannah beige, 45,000-mile 2003 911 Cabriolet sold for $40,250. This is a well-maintained 996, and it was well sold today. A Grand Prix White 5.9-liter powered 1989 928 GT with 53,000 miles sold for $130,000. The engine in this 928 was originally 4.5 liters, and it was bored out to 5.9, and virtually every mechanical component in the car has been touched. This was well sold. I'll show more and talk about this car in today's short video. A Lava Orange 11,000-mile 2018 911 GT3 sold for $178,000. Sticker on this 991 was $177,000. This was well sold despite not having color-accurate photos. And now for something completely different. A Slot Mods Porsche 917 Le Mans Slot Car Raceway sold for $205,000. I thought signs were odd. This is odd. A power opening mechanism exposes the 13 by 6 foot track layout. It's something to behold, and it seems wildly well sold. For Ferrari today, a Nero over beige 1992 Mondial T Cabriolet with 56,000 miles sold for $44,000. Ready for a service that will likely cost $10,000 or more, this was still well purchased. A Rosso Chiaro 1979 308 GTB with 19,000 miles sold for $76,000. Previously sold on this platform in 2020 for $78,000. This was a fair sale today. On P-Car Market, a black over Bordeaux and black 6,000-mile 2020 Porsche Boxster Spyder sold for $117,777. The sticker on this car was about $128,000. Modified with a snazzy stripe, a cool tow hook labeled to avoid confusion, and Pegasus on each wing. This was well sold. An Arctic Silver 10,000-mile 2003 911 GT2 sold for $201,000. A beautiful car, like new. This was well sold, and I hope it gets driven. A Maritime Blue 1993 911 Coupe by Japanese designer and builder RWB sold for $241,000. RWB does some impressive work, and I think this was a fair sale today. One Porsche on Bring a Trailer failed to meet its reserve pricing today, April 4th. A Speed Yellow modified 1973 911 2.5 liter was bid to $127,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include 5 911s, including a pair of turbos, and Ferraris include a 348 TB, a 550 Maranello, and a Testarossa. Hi there. In Porsche sales on Bring a Trailer today, an Arctic Silver over Black 2002 911 Targa with 64,000 miles sold for $30,000. Fitted with a replacement engine and acquired on this platform last August for $28,250, this was a fair sale. A sand beige twin plug 1967 912 coupe sold for $79,500. A very nice car. This seems to have been a fair sale. I'll show more and talk about this car in today's short video. A Carrera White 24,000-mile 2007 911 Turbo Coupe sold for $142,000. A sky-high price for this 997 Turbo. This cocoa leather interior example was very well sold. A beautiful Baltic Blue 40,000-mile 1990 911 Coupe sold for $150,000. The interior is striking and maybe a bit hard to live with, but the car is exceptional. This was a fair sale. Ferraris today include a Rosso Corsa 18,000-mile 1989 Testarossa that sold for $186,543. A clean car that has been idle for a while, this was likely a fair sale. A Nero 10,000-kilometer 1999 550 Maranello sold for $201,000. Another closeted car, and yet another fair sale. On Cars and Bids, a Polar Silver over Blue 1996 Porsche 911 Turbo with 37,000 miles sold for $180,000. Perhaps just a little bit rich. The interior isn't up to what the exterior and mechanicals appear. A 100,000-mile plus black over black 1990 Ferrari 348 TS, formerly in the hands of YouTube star Tyler Hoover, sold for $46,500. Probably a fair sale. This is at least a nice conversation piece. On P-Car Market, a Grand Prix White over Black 77,000-mile 1994 Porsche 968 Cabriolet sold for $16,250. A good-looking car. This seems to have been a fair sale. A Grand Prix White 1974 911 Carrera RSR Brumos Tribute sold for $97,000. 1,900 pounds and 300 plus horsepower. It runs. This was likely a fair sale. Two cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, April 5th. A blue twin-plug 3.8-liter powered 1971 911E RSR race car was bid to $51,500. A Guards Red 1985 911 Coupe M491 with a blazing red interior was bid to $90,000. On Cars and Bids, a nice-looking gentian blue over black 2020 Porsche 718 Boxster Spider with 8,400 miles was bid to $100,001. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include 3 turbos, 944, 993, and 996. Ferraris include a 348 TB and an F355 Spider. Hi there. In Porsche sales on Bring a Trailer today, a beige 1987 944 Turbo with 47,000 miles sold for $25,750. Beige over beige doesn't typically draw my interest, but this is a nice 951 and the sale price seems fair. A Carrera White 31,000 mile 2006 Cayman S presented by a great seller sold for $38,000. A top price for a nice car, this 987 was well sold. An Arctic Silver 10,000 mile 2003 911 Turbo Coupe X50 sold for $93,000. Too much of a premium for a low-mile X50, in my opinion. This was well sold. A Glacier White 24 years family-owned 1997 911 Turbo with 63,000 miles sold for $185,500. A very clean 993. This was well sold. Now, Ferraris. A Rosso Corsa 27,000 mile 1992 348 TB was sold for $77,777. This was a fair sale of a relatively low-mile car, certainly a garage queen by most standards other than Ferrari. Our next Ferrari has similar mileage, this a black over beige 29,000 mile 1997 F355 Spider sold for $93,000. It's tough to tell if the interior of the car is dirty and can be cleaned or worn. Either way, it likely should have been addressed in an auction for a $100,000 car. This was well sold. On PCAR Market, a black, modified 33,000 mile 1986 911 Turbo Slant Nose 3.4 liter sold for $84,000. Perhaps routinely classified as a fair sale, the slant nose conversion used OEM steel parts, and the mods to the engine include a nice Ondial intercooler. The market is punishing the example because it's not original, and I think that made it an opportunity for the buyer. My guess is that at some point in the future, this will receive additional financial love from the community. I'll show more and add a few words about this car in today's short video. 2 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, April 6th. Pumpkin, an orange over black 1970 Porsche 914-6 was bid to $34,250. A Nero over beige 1985 Ferrari 308 GTS Quattro Vivale with 107,000 miles was bid to $65,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include 8 911s, a Boxster, and a 944. Hi there. In Porsche sales on Bring a Trailer today, a triple black 11,000 mile 2001 Boxster presented by a great seller sold for $21,000. A sale that includes the factory hardtop, this car was a fair sale. A black over an arid sea of sandy savanna beige interior supplemented with dead trees 2000 911 Cabriolet with 29,000 miles sold for $33,499. Yellow and woodsy, not my fave. This was another open-top Porsche sold with the hardtop, and this was also a fair sale. An Arctic Silver 2005 911S Coupe with 74,000 miles sold for $46,000. To me, this is too high for this car, fitted with a non-OEM aero kit. It's not a bad car, it just looks bad. Chunky and poorly shaped. Bad. A tangerine-ish 1972 911T sold for $60,500. A great deal of work went into the interior and engine of this car. Originally tangerine, then repainted by a shop, while the owner had the doors and bumper removed. The shop closed, and a second shop sourced his Tangerine from a different vendor for the bumpers and doors. It's close. This was a fair sale. A silver, backdated twin-plug 1984 911 coupe presented by a great seller sold for $142,000. This car definitely sounds like a hot rod, and the sale price seems reasonable given the parts utilized. I'll show more and help describe the lure of backdates in today's short video. A Meteor, 25 years owned 1986 911 Turbo Coupe with 99,000 miles sold for $157,500. Paint to sample Meteor. Yum. A bit of a curious auction. The seller seemed to ignore several questions, yet the car brought a fair price. On PCAR Market, a Guards Red 1983 944 project car sold for $3,000. It runs, it drives, it stops. It's not the most eager-sounding 944 I've experienced, but $3,000. Drive it, track it, whatever. Bargain. A triple black 2005 911 Cabriolet with 53,000 miles, fitted with searing red seat covers, sold for $34,000. Yikes. This was a fair sale, as it includes the stock black seat covers. A violet Chromaflare 25,000 mile 2000 911 C4 Me, a C4 Millennium Edition, sold for $40,000. I like the color on these, but the supposedly brown interior isn't as pleasing. This was a fat price, perhaps a bit on the well-sold side. A mostly matte silver modified 1979 911 SC 3.2 liter sold for $57,000. Fitted with fiberglass pieces, its intended design goal was to emulate a melange of a IROC-ish, RS-ish, and SC-ish pieces. This was well sold. Not particularly well painted, but it is ready to be towed. Well sold. 2 Porsches on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, April 7th. A Polar Silver 30,000 mile 2001 911 Turbo Coupe was bid to $56,055. A Grand Prix White over Black 1990 911 C4 Cabriolet 3.8 liter with 68,000 miles was bid to $74,000. A Gallo Modena 8,000 mile 1994 Ferrari 348 Spider was bid to $105,000. On Cars and Bids, a Guards Red modified 1995 911 Carrera RS clone was bid to $67,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a 356 and a few 911s, plus a Ferrari F355 Berlinetta. Hi there. In Porsche sales on Bring a Trailer today, a paint-to-sample titanium original owner 1999 911 Coupe project car with engine trouble and 62,000 miles sold for $10,900. The seller stated that metal is in the oil and he suspected the IMS beginning to fail. I'll show more and talk about this 996 in today's short video. It's possibly a fair sale. An Arctic Silver, modified 42,000 mile 2001 911 Turbo Coupe slathered in carbon fiber and saddled with the pale gray mare's graphite gray, sold for $59,507. Equipped with aftermarket Stage 2 this and version 3 that, it's not surprising that the check engine light is illuminated. I would be wary. Sold on this platform last year for $65,000, today's sale may have been fair. A repainted white, single-family owned 1973 911T Targa sold for $62,000. Originally light yellow, you make the call. I mean no disrespect by the following comment. If the family chose to paint it white, and then they allowed the interior to degrade as it has, I worry about 100 other things that may or may not have been done. There's at least $50,000 in work and parts visible in the photos that needs to be replaced. This was well sold. Another poor choice on a repaint, a brown 1964 356C, sold for $74,000. Let's play make-believe again. Here's the choice. The sale price on this edges into the potential profit that might be achieved by returning this to slate gray. This was also well sold. An Arctic Silver hardtop for a 996 sold for $1,000. This was a fair sale for the right buyer, but less expensive tops can be sourced without the funky interior trim. For Ferrari, we have a Rosso Corsa Euro 1996 F355 Berlinetta with 27,000 kilometers that sold for $205,000. Challenging interior, at least for me, this was a little on the well-sold side. One Porsche on Bring a Trailer was bid with its reserve not met today, April 8th. A Guards Red 82,000 mile 2001 Porsche 911 C4 was bid to $22,250. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, all 911s, plus my weekly preview of upcoming auctions. Hi there. In Porsche sales today on Bring a Trailer, a black 2004 911 C4S Coupe with 74,000 miles sold for $31,996. A poorly photographed car. This sale price surprises me, not because it's out of line, but simply because the car got there without a lot of interest and without much history from the seller. This was a fair sale. A white over red 50,000 mile 2006 911S Cabriolet sold for $43,500. Despite the fire inside, this was a fair sale, approaching a bargain. A nice agate gray 33,000 mile 2013 911 Coupe sold for $69,500. A fair sale. This car lacks a sunroof, and that's a draw to some. A red over black 1986 911 Targa with 65,000 miles sold for $70,500. Mechanically, this seems to have received quality care. The exterior of the car, however, doesn't excite me. This was a fair sale. An Agua Blue 1967 911S Coupe located in Germany sold for $190,000. I like this car, and I think it was a fair sale. I'll show more and talk about this 911 in today's short video. Two Porsches on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, April 9th. A blue, backdated 1984 911 Coupe with 76,000 miles was bid to $132,000. A seal gray 32,000 mile 2003 911 Coupe was bid to $27,000. In upcoming sales, first on Bring a Trailer, a few Guards Red cars. An 11,000 mile 2010 Porsche 911 GT3 presented by a great seller has a current bid of $158,000. A 2018 GT3 with 13,000 miles is currently bid to $160,000. A 1988 911 Turbo Cabriolet M505 slant nose with champagne interior has a current bid of $285,000. A Polar Silver Rest of World 1996 911 Turbo with 110,000 kilometers has a current bid of $111,993. A white 2011 Porsche 911 GT3 RS Sharkworks 4.1 with 21,000 miles is currently bid to $202,000. On Midnight Blue 1992 911 Coupe presented by a good seller has a current bid of $89,964. A Basalt Black 2008 911 GT2 with 31,000 miles has a current bid of $182,000. A Rosso Corsa 1982 Ferrari 512 BPI with 9,000 kilometers presented by a great seller is currently bid to $280,000. On P-Car Market, a Nardo Gray 1970 Porsche 911 Coupe RSR style 3-liter has a current high bid of $85,911. A midnight blue 19,000 mile 2008 997 GT2 has a current high bid of $155,500. And a Zero California 14,000 mile 2006 911S Club Coupe is currently bid to $87,500. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, all Porsches, Boxsters, a 928, and some 911s. Hi there. In Porsche sales on Bring a Trailer today, an Arctic Silver over Boxster Red 1998 Boxster with 65,000 miles sold for $11,500. A great bargain as long as you can tolerate the interior. A Marine Blue 1987 928 S4 with 87,000 miles sold for $30,300. A little bit of a wonky smile on this car. This was a fair sale. A Guards Red 1977 911S Coupe slant nose conversion with 102,000 miles sold for $36,000. A steel body conversion. If you like the look, this was a steal, a cost-effective way to get it. This rides a bit high and has some rough spots, but at a glance, it may fool some folks. A repainted gold 1971 911T Targa project car sold for $36,500. Originally olive, this car needs a lot. Perhaps it was well sold. A Guards Red 28 years family-owned 1993 911 C4 Coupe with 104,000 miles sold for $86,500. A great-looking car at a good price. Except for the red piping on the seats. This was well purchased. On Cars and Bids, a Guards Red over Black modified 2000 Boxster S with 102,000 miles sold for $9,600. The mods aren't too extensive, just enough to keep it from passing emissions in some states. This was a bargain. An Arctic Silver modified 2001 911 C4 Coupe rear drive conversion with 122,000 miles sold for $23,500. Not a fan. This may have been well purchased or fair. On P-Car Market, a triple black 39,000 mile 2010 Boxster sold for $26,500. A very nice 987.2, this was well purchased. A diamond blue over silver blue 1988 911 Targa commemorative edition with 175,000 miles sold for $57,000. 875 produced, 300 came to the US, 80 were Targas. This was probably a touch on the high side because of the mileage, and I love that. I love that it's been driven. I'll show more and talk about this 911 in today's short video. One Porsche on Bring a Trailer was bid with its reserve not met today, April 10th. A Grand Prix White 1992 911 Carrera RS Club Sport with 68,000 kilometers was bid to $265,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. All Porsches again today. Boxster, 911 Turbos, GT3s, and Outlaws. Hi there. In Porsche sales on Bring a Trailer today, a Guards Red over Black 11,000 mile single family owned 2002 Boxster sold for $27,900. This car is literally like new, and the price paid is high. I will say though, in this condition, this was a fair sale. And the car looks better than any 986 I've seen. Another very nice 2002, this a 911 with 91,000 miles presented by a great seller, sold for $29,250. Again, a little on the high side, but pulled closer to fair based on its condition, other than the goofy gray interior. A GT Silver 37,000 mile 2004 911 40th anniversary sold for $50,750. The sale price is nearing the top end for a non-museum piece. This was high, but a fair sale. A Tangerine 1969 911T Coupe sold for $81,300. Not a bad car, and With just a few fixable items, this could be turned into a six-figure car. This was a fair sale. A Guards Red 11,000 mile 2010 911 GT3 presented by a great seller sold for $180,000. Another superb Guards Red car. This is a fat sale price justified by its condition. This was a fair sale, and the driving video isn't to be missed. I'll link to it below. A black Rest of World 1993 911 Turbo 3.6 with 31,000 kilometers sold for $370,000. This is a full price sale, and the car still needs a few things to be perfect. This was well sold. On Cars and Bids, a Seal Gray over Stone Gray 146,000 mile 2006 911 C4S Cabriolet sold for $28,750. A lot of miles, but the condition of the car is good. Still, this was slightly well sold. On P-Car Market, a Nardo Gray modified 1970 911 Coupe RSR style 3-liter sold for $162,500. The interior, aspirationally described as tasteful, is a bit too much. Actually, there's just too much of it. The dash and doors? No. Still, this was a fair sale, and I'll show more and talk about this car in today's short video. Two Porsches on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, April 11th. An Arctic Silver over a gloomy, ghostly graphite gray 39,000 mile 2003 911 Cabriolet was bid to $24,500. A Guards Red 2018 911 GT3 with 13,000 miles was bid to $160,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a handful of 911s, a GT4, and for Ferrari, a Redhead in yellow. Hi there. In Porsche sales on Bring a Trailer today, a Guards Red 1986 944 with more than 129,000 miles sold for $18,650. The odometer hasn't moved the past several years, and the car's gone through a couple of sales and sale attempts. This was well sold. A Malaga Red over Black 145,000 mile rusty little one-owner 1976 914 2.0 sold for $22,500. While not too far out of line, this was well sold. A Glacier White 1999 911 C4 Coupe with 57,000 miles sold for $26,500. This was a fair price on a good car. A Light Bronze 1983 911 SC Coupe with 99,000 miles sold for $51,500. A fat price for this car in this condition. The seats need a lot of love. Well sold. Slate Gray 37,000 mile 2007 911 Turbo Coupe sold for $96,997. $100,000 is typically my target bargain price for a 997 Turbo. The interior on this pushes down that figure. Still, this was a fair sale. A Polar Silver over Blue 1996 911 Cabriolet with 93,000 miles sold for $65,000. Perhaps a little high. This is a decent car, but would have been more fairly priced in the 50s. A GT Silver 13,000 mile 2016 Cayman GT4 sold for $90,000. Base price for these GT4s was about $85,000. This seems to have been well sold today. A Guards Red 30,000 mile 1990 911 Coupe sold for $132,964. Acquired on this platform in June of last year for $126,000, I commented, despite the yellow interior, this car was a fair sale. Today, with 5,000 additional miles and $7,000 additional dollars, this pushed into the well-sold zone. For Ferrari today, a Gallo 1988 Testarossa with 46,000 miles sold for $112,000. $46,000 is higher than typical mileage. Regardless, this Redhead, in yellow, was well purchased. On P-Car Market, a Guards Red over Black 1982 911 SC Targa with 83,000 miles sold for $41,000. Sold with little information and a single bid, this SC was likely sold at a fair price. A remarkably clean Meridian 16,000 mile 2003 911 Coupe sold for $48,000. A top of market sale for this 996. See how the carpet improves the salty sea? Just imagine door caps in black. I'll show more and talk about this car in today's short video. One Porsche on Bring a Trailer was bid with its reserve not met today, April 12th. A Guards Red 57,000 mile 2006 911 Coupe was bid to $31,997. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a Boxster, a pair of Cayman, a pair of 911 Targas, a pair of 911 Cabs. Ferraris include a Testarossa and an F430. Hi there. In Porsche sales on Bring a Trailer today, a Rainforest Green over Savannah Beige 2000 Boxster S with 101,000 miles sold for $19,000. Some like the color combo. I guess it's swell if you're a Green Bay Packers or Oregon Ducks fan. This was a fair sale. Not great. A black 22,000 mile 2008 Cayman S Design Edition 1 sold for $39,250. Sold on this platform in February for $44,500 and refused by the buyer because of an undisclosed 1-inch bumper scratch. It was listed again in March and was bid to $38,250. When it first sold, I called it a high sale price for a 15-year-old car. It's still high. Well sold. Another black Cayman, this a 2014 S with 35,000 miles, sold for $48,231. Acquired here in 2020 for $42,500. This too was well sold. A black over champagne 1987 911 Targa with 155,000 miles sold for $71,000. The car is in nice condition despite the mileage. The price, though, is high. This was well sold. A repainted red 1974 911 Coupe sold for $42,500. Originally copper brown, repainting was a poor choice. This was probably a fair sale. A black 41,000 mile 2006 911 C4S Coupe sold for $62,500. The terracotta interior destroys this car for me, even though it does get softened by the black upper dash and door caps. This was on the high side of fair. A cherry metallic over red and beige 2021 911 Targa 4S Heritage Design Edition with 2,000 miles sold for $195,000. 992 of these were produced. This car does not interest me. The color choice is questionable. I don't like the Targa bar finish, and it's a ton of money. Sticker was $208,000. Well sold. For Ferrari, a Rosso Corsa Euro 1986 Testarossa with 92,000 kilometers sold for $97,000. A good car at a good price, this was well purchased. Another Rosso Corsa car, a 23,000 mile 2005 F430 6-speed conversion, sold for $130,500. I really like these. In addition to the conversion, a new AC was installed last year for $23,000. Acquired by a dealer, we'll probably see this again. This was well purchased. On cars and bids, 2 cabriolets. First, a black over gray 2001 Porsche 911 with 115,000 miles sold for $16,750. A huge bargain. This sale even included a hardtop. Wow. A Guards Red over Black 1983 911 SC with perhaps 75,000 miles sold for $37,509. A gray market car imported in 1991, the odometer stopped working for 15,000 miles. Uh-huh. The price isn't bad, but the car is a bit of a gamble. Two cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, April 13th. An Orient Red 38,000 mile 2003 911 Turbo Coupe X50 was bid to $74,250. A Polar Silver Rest of World 1996 911 Turbo with 110,000 kilometers located in Canada was bid to $163,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, quite simply, some exceptional Porsches. 964, GT2, GT3 RS, GT4, turbos, and a Ferrari 550 Maranello. Hi there. In Porsche sales on Bring a Trailer today, an Arctic Silver 2006 Cayman S with 72,000 miles sold for $25,500. This was a decent car, sold at a fair price. A Grand Prix White over Blue 1992 911 Cabriolet with 110,000 miles sold for $42,759. The grimace on the front of this 964 tells us the pain it has endured, lacking some attention to detail, several opportunities making this a fair purchase, perhaps a bargain in the making. An Atlas Gray over Black 2010 911 C4S Cabriolet with 60,000 miles sold for $57,000. About market price, I think it's high, but it's fair. A Polar Silver 1995 911 Coupe with 83,000 miles sold for $100,500. A high price, again, and again, likely close to market price. A GT Silver 2020 Cayman GT4 with 6,000 miles sold for $124,000. Sticker on this was $126,000. This was well sold. A gorgeous Midnight Blue 1992 911 Coupe with 108,000 miles sold for $110,964. To me, among the most desirable 911s I've seen, I love this car. The sale price was perhaps just into the well-sold zone. A Seal Gray, lightly modified 2003 911 Turbo Coupe with 69,000 miles sold for $62,000. A surprisingly high result considering the mods. The mods are subtle and appropriate, and they were given positive reinforcement in this auction, rather than being punished as is typical. This was a fair sale. A Basalt Black 2008 911 GT2 with 31,000 miles sold for $225,000. Only about 200 or so of these 997 GT2s came to the US. This was a nice car at a reasonable price for a GT2. It was a fair sale. A Carrera White 2011 911 GT3 RS Sharkworks 4.1 liter from a great seller sold for $338,000. This is likely more car than most know what to do with, perhaps including me. This must have been well sold. I'll show more and talk about this car in today's short video. For Ferrari, a Rosso Corsa Japanese market 1998 550 Maranello with 43,000 kilometers located in Canada sold for $128,000. A low price, depressed by the car's northern location, this was well purchased. On Cars and Bids, a Guards Red 2020 Porsche Cayman GT4 with 3,300 miles sold for $116,500. Sticker was $119,000. This was well sold. On PCAR Market, a light blue 1982 911 SC Coupe backdate 3.2 liter sold for $151,000. A mostly tasteful backdate, the engine is from an 89 911 and it's mostly stock. This was likely a fair sale. A Guards Red 42,000 mile 1992 911 Turbo sold for $217,964. Another high dollar amount. This car's condition belies the recorded mileage. This was a fair sale. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well. Today, Porsches include a Boxster, a 911, and a 911 Turbo. Hi there. In Porsche sales, I'm bringing a trailer today, a Midnight Blue over Savannah Beige Yellow 49,000 mile 2004 Boxster S sold for $22,750. Despite the jaundiced interior, this was a fair sale. A black 25,000 mile 1999 911 Coupe sold for $36,000. An early model 996, this is subject to that particular micro market. The second owner has had this car for 22 years. This was a fair sale. A Polar Silver 40,000 mile 2002 911 Turbo Coupe sold for $63,500. A clean car, this sold at about the right price. Two cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, April 15th. A repainted red 1968 912 Coupe was bid to $50,500. Originally tangerine, it was repainted this ruddy color. Mistake. A black 49,000 mile 1993 928 GTS was bid to $102,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well.